What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode. Today, we are watching episode 8 of The Haunting of Hill House. This show has been on an absolute roller coaster, and I cannot thank you guys enough for being with me every step of the journey, especially those who wished me happy birthday. That was super kind of you guys. I couldn't have done any of this without you. Thank you so much for your love and support. There's more to come. I'm finally better. My voice is better. I don't need any of those gross ass cough drops. I'm gonna try all of the cough drops anyway that you guys recommended. And tea, you guys had a lot of experience with cough drops. It's a little intimidating. All I have right now is my big old pitcher of water. That's all I really need. What is different? Well, it's one of the milestones where, you look back in the past few decades and you think, okay, there's some things I have to change. One thing for me, diet. Diet is the one thing that is just makes me powerless sometimes, no matter what I do. Like, there's certain things like I was raised by Irish people and Italians. Like, what can I say? You try finding healthy Italian food. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, all right? Don't even try. My biggest issue is I have a big old sweet tooth. That's my biggest problem. Soda, forget about it. Energy drinks, no. None of that, all right? We're not doing any of that. And I do some intermittent fasting, which is really good. I work out a lot. I do a lot of CrossFit. It works out for me. Yoga, especially hot yoga. If you've ever done regular yoga, try it in a 110-degree room. It sweats all your pores out and all your toxins, and it's just good for your respiratory system. It's good for your joints because it loosens your body up. It's really great. Another thing I recommend is intermittent fasting. I do a 15-hour intermittent fast, so if I close my kitchen at my house at 6 o'clock at night, then the next time I can ingest another carb, another calorie, is 9 o'clock the next morning. So 15 hours, which is fine because for most of that time, I'm asleep. The lowest point in my metabolism, I don't eat, all right? They always say, go to bed with an empty stomach. It's not gonna kill you, and it's actually good because if you have anything left in your stomach, when you go to sleep, your metabolism is down here, and all that food in your body is just gonna turn to fat. That's why you wake up bloated, all right? How did I get here? Birthday, right, all right. Anyway, last week we watched Eulogy, where the family was together, Nell's services were had, people like Luke, people like Shirley gave really heartfelt, emotional testimonies to Nell's life, whether it was a poem, or whether it was a story or a recountant. That day was about Nell. There were a bunch of other things going on, like we still don't know what's going on with Kevin and Theo, but try to put all that aside as much as they possibly could. They tried to put all that aside as much as they possibly could because that day was about Nell. Even Theo's friend came. I don't remember her name, the one she's been hooking up with. She came to support her. Theo was a little, iffy about it, really standoffish, but she came to support. That speaks volumes about her. It also speaks volumes about where she thinks the relationship is and or wants it to be. That's a whole different conversation. But the entire center was focused around Hugh and how he could fix everything. And now that he's here to fix and repair the family. Albeit damage that he might have done, damage that maybe the house has done because the kids can't seem to comprehend how impactful the house really is. They have their little traumas from it, but it's nothing compared to what he's been trying to tell them. And what he's been trying to tell them is that the house killed his wife. The house killed Nell. And they just don't really seem to want to listen. They're very grounded people in the sense that they don't believe in that kind of mysticism, especially Steve. And I feel like eventually, if his arc is to fully complete in my mind, by the end of the show, he'll be completely believing in the magic of Hill House. If things go the way that I hope that they do. But for that to happen, he needs to have some sort of experience with it. So I don't know where that's going to come in, but I assume, given the fact that there are only a few more episodes left, we're going to get to that real quick. Now Nell's funeral is done, right? We ended with Luke disappearing with both Shirley's credit card and Theo's car. Wow. And they're already assuming that it has something to do with drugs. I don't personally believe that it has anything to do with drugs, because we've invested so much in Luke. It would be a real confusing turn in his arc if he just went back to drugs. No, I believe that this is going to set him on a mission bigger than drugs, bigger than going and relapsing, bigger than himself. Something is luring him to do something greater. And I don't think it's drugs. I also believe that they were a little too on the nose with needle in his arm, all this drugs and everything, for it to actually be that. Because Mike Flanagan is all about surprises, and if it's confirmed through everything that they're already alluding to at the end that it is drugs, it's kind of a disappointment. But I have a feeling we're going to see in this episode. So I'm super excited to watch this one. For some reason, you guys have been hyping this one, so I'm really excited. I can't wait to get into it. If you like this video, guys, please, I urge you, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. All right, enough said. This is episode 8 of The Haunting of Hill House. Let's get it.
The big question is, how aggressive do you want to be?
Very aggressive. We don't want to lose any more time.
Are they at a fertility clinic?
So we're looking at IUI or IVF. IUI is the least invasive.
An outpatient.
Oh, it's definitely not IVF if you're in Alabama now.
And yes, it's outpatient.
Let's start.
We'll test your sperm for count and motility percentage and
He looks pretty uncomfortable.
Possibly, possibly not. That
Oh,
your age and
God.
factors.
What the fuck? Why is that so unnerving?
Will insurance help with that?
Oh,
For IVF.
is that his mom?
Which test?
a blood panel for chromosome.
All right, so he's been seeing his mom for a while now.
We gotta talk.
That's interesting. That he sees his mom and he wants to talk about whatever he's clearly hiding.
He hasn't used the credit card yet. They're gonna send me an alert when he does.
Oh, they're tracking her credit card. Yeah. They're already going for overdose and drug usage.
He didn't have to break the house.
I don't think he did.
Me neither.
Someone ask you what you think, Theodora?
Jesus Christ.
Suicides can cluster. If they lose a twin, the odds go up.
Oh, shit. No. Has he shown signs of being suicidal before?
I just want to help.
There you go. There you go, Dad.
I just want to help.
Oh, that's a nice transition from older Dad saying it to young Steve saying it. That's cool.
Maybe a week.
Do all Steves dress alike? Because young Steve dresses exactly like Blue's Clues Steve. I can't take his shirt seriously now. Hello, Clockman. Here's some mail, it never fails. Makes me wanna walk by. Oh, God.
Of course you're safe with me.
Mom,
What?
are you okay?
Do you have to ask that question if she's talking to herself?
Of course.
It's happening.
You sure?
I'm fine, sweetie. I'm fine.
He's not a holy family.
Oh, you gotta call every hospital in Boston. That the plan?
Well, you're gonna just drive around and hope we spot him in a city.
Guys, don't fight.
Not one.
So, what's going on with you and Lee?
What do you mean?
Meaning, why are you guys so weird?
Jesus
Okay, I wasn't gonna-
Christ,
well, I
Dad,
just
you're
thought
out of
I would-
line.
We might.
I hate that phrase, out of line. There is no line. He's your dad. Let him talk to you.
Your mom and I were married 15 years. She used to say she was the kite and I was the line. Like she was a creature of the clouds and I was a creature of the earth.
I'm an earth creature for sure. It's all about balance for a healthy relationship.
Briefly, we separated. You were
Oh,
1 year
wow.
old. 2 weeks. I don't even know. When I came back and knocked on the door, she answered it. She put her arms around me. She kissed me. She forgave me with her eyes, and we were back at it.
That sounds just like my parents. I've never ever, until to this day, seen them fight. They were always a team. That's what I aspire to be for my kids. But it's really annoying when you're an only child and you have two parents who never disagree with each other, always on you. You want to win a fight? It's not happening.
You know, look, we weren't perfect, but we were always kind. And
Kind is such an important value, especially in this day and age.
so whatever you need to fix between you and Lee, I really hope you do.
That really humbled him.
Sure you won't come with us?
You guys have fun.
Oh, it's Halloween.
Candy!
That's a good time for some
Mom's had a very hard.
conveniently spooky shit to happen.
Can we talk when I get back?
How? You'll be back at the hotel.
Okay. Okay, sure.
At the very least, she's letting him take him trick-or-treating, I guess. That wine looks really good, though. I'll tell you that. Oh, God. Also, is her house part of the funeral home? Because otherwise, like, what kid would be going to a funeral home for trick-or-treating? Nope. Nope. No. Fuck that. Also, if you didn't want any trick-or-treaters, why have a bowl of candy?
You didn't have to come.
Yeah, I did.
You really did.
Yeah, I did, Steve.
That sounds exactly like my dad. You didn't have to. Yeah, I did. You didn't have to. Yeah, I did. Oh.
She was sick in her mind, and the one person who didn't do a goddamn thing to get her help. I miss her.
I mean,
I miss my mom.
it's hard to argue with that. I feel like this is gonna lead to a big payoff of him believing. He has to be the ultimate resistor in order for the end to pay off really well. If he was like somewhat a believer, then it wouldn't be as good of a payoff.
This must have been Poppy's.
Oh, Poppy.
Poppy Hill. She was insane.
Oh, she was one of the ghosts that we saw when Nell was dancing with her ghost husband. Ooh. Whew. Oh, I'm getting chills all night now.
If you really want this to be a surprise for your mom, I'd suggest you don't work on it in your room.
That's actually a really nice gesture. Look at him being all considerate and everything. What happened? Oh. That's not mold, is it? Nah, I'll just paint over the mold. Why not? No more dream house. I already know it's not kids.
Just take the fucking candy and go.
You're not here for the candy. Oh. Oh, that's slow pushing. Oh, good God. It's her ghost again. Oh. Oh. Oh, hell no.
What the fuck do you want?
Oh my God, it's just Theo.
Get it.
Okay.
Shouldn't you be packing? I know what it looked like last night.
You're making out with my husband.
No. It wasn't, I didn't see him. It wasn't about him.
It's about you getting out of my guest house and off my fucking property.
If you would just
Oh my
let me
God,
talk.
Shirley.
I don't care what you have to say. Do you understand? You fucking suck at apologies.
I don't have to live in your guest house. I'm not some bohemian weirdo.
You're a fucking slut.
Oh, damn. I know this is an argument, but
Fucking up perfect Shirley's perfect fucking life. You do not just
I-
get shut
I-
me out of your life.
just put your boob.
Did you just punch me in the boob?
Yeah. Yeah. You kiss my husband, that's what you get.
That's so
You
funny.
get evicted from my fucking house.
Oh, hell no. What the fuck? Just take the candy. I hate all of that. I was gonna say I love them fighting. Their dynamic together and their dialogue makes for perfect drama.
I got a hit.
202, just east of Amherst.
Amherst is on the way.
Yeah, I know where it is, right? You guys are gonna stay there. We're gonna go to Amherst.
On the way where?
I think Luke is going to the house.
Why?
Our family has a disease that's never been treated because it was easier to listen to your crazy stories about an evil house. So yeah, I'm never having children. I made sure. Vasectomy.
Oh, wow.
You didn't tell her. You didn't tell her.
Oh my God. Dude.
I couldn't say. I can't. My genes. My genes
Oh,
are
yeah.
me. So I
He got a vasectomy because he thought it was because of he had a genetic mental illness passed down by his parents when it was the house all along, and he got a vasectomy anyway and didn't tell his wife. That is some...
I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry, son.
It's probably the perfect thing to say. No blaming, nothing.
I know you were taking a little vacation. I wanted to cheer you up.
Oh, you actually did a really good job. It's like Nell's Cup of Stars.
Thank you. Thank you. I love it.
Oh, what is happening? Oh, what the hell? Thank you, hon. I love it.
What are you doing?
I'm driving.
No.
He bought 5 cans of gasoline. He's not going there to kill himself. He's going to burn the house down. He's in more danger now than he's ever been.
I figured the house wouldn't let it.
You really didn't hear a word I said.
Yeah, I did. Now you're going to listen to me.
Okay, Hugh. That's what we're waiting for, some bass in your voice.
But for 20 years, I've been holding the door closed because I knew there were monsters on the other side. That house is the most dangerous place in the world, but especially for you. And you are the last person that should ever step foot in that house because of what you wrote and how you wrote it. I know you saw a ghost.
Wow.
You found the vanity in the game room.
Mm-hmm.
And you walked by the man repairing the clock, and then you saw your mother looking into the twins' room, staring at their empty beds. Do you know what witness marks are?
No.
Scrapes, lines, divots. Witness marks tell the story of the piece. The clock hadn't been touched since the 60s.
You hired a slew of workers toward the end.
But for that clock, I did.
Oh. Oh my God. The clock guy was a ghost?
There was no man there, and certainly not one in
Oh my
old
God.
overalls with a handlebar mustache. That man...
It's just a big Mario fan, I guess.
You see the marks, but you don't know how to read them. I never built you kids a treehouse.
What? Luke was in there all
Oh
the time. I used to
my
go fetch
God.
him for dinner.
Flipping a house. We were gonna be there maybe 8 weeks. How would I even have the time to build you kids a goddamn treehouse?
Then what the fuck was he in? Oh. God. Oh my God, dude. I can't take this. My heart is racing.
You really think they will?
Nope. They definitely won't. They definitely won't.
I'm not perfect, you know.
You kind of act like you are, though.
So go ahead, tell me.
I was really drunk.
I swear to God.
And the lights went out.
She's actually letting you tell the story, though. That's nice.
I couldn't see him, if that makes any sense.
You know what? Never mind.
Come on. Let her tell.
We've all been dealing, and we somehow managed not to try to fuck each other's.
Relax. Can you stop fighting? You guys are in real danger here.
I'm telling you, I touched Nell's body the night before.
What is wrong with you?
I'm trying to tell
I
you.
don't need to hear your.
Oh my God.
I'm not making excuses. I saw.
You want to know why I did it? I touched Nell because I had to know. I touched her, and I felt nothing. Just nothing. And it spread everywhere in me, this nothing, until I couldn't feel anything anymore. And I tried to fill it up. I tried to fill me back up, and I called Trish, and she came right away, and I felt nothing. I couldn't feel anything. And then we're in the basement, and the lights go out. And I'm just floating in this ocean of nothing. And I wonder if this is it, if this is what death is, just out there in the darkness, just darkness and numbness and alone. And I wondered if that's what she felt, and that's what Mom feels, and it's just numb and nothing and alone. And then the lights came on, and there he was, and I didn't see him. I didn't see him. And he stopped me. He took my hands and he said no. And then I saw him, and then you walked in. God, I'm so glad I did it though. Because it worked. Oh God, it worked. I felt shame and I felt grief and I felt so fucking scared that I was gonna lose the only sister that I had left. That thorough fucking shame was so much better than that horrible empty nothing. I can't. Shirley, please. Please. Just please.
I have so much to say. Yep. I can't breathe. That's not going away anytime soon. Oh, he looks like he's on a mission. Fucking jump scares, man. You better not be covering yourself in that. Now, is he doing it because the house is luring him to do it, or is he doing it because to avenge Nell? Counting for family before you burn yourself. Oh God. Oh Jesus. Oh hell no. Red is never good. Don't. Oh my God! What the fuck? Oh. I can't. I need a minute. Screw this show. Not really. But my heart hasn't stopped going down. You know, it used to have this really easy heartbeat, steady rhythm, and now it's like this. And it's up here, and it's like this. It's like smacking me in the face. This is what it's doing. It's like all over. That's what it's like right now because of you, Mike Flanagan. That was one of the scariest things I've ever experienced. Is that why you guys were so excited for me to watch this? You bunch of sadists. We'll get to everything else in a second, but we have to talk about this. They were in the middle of an argument in a car, and then out of nowhere, Nell just comes. And I lost my mind. I understand why she did it, because she does it every time people are fighting in the family. But, like, you couldn't just be like, excuse me. Excuse me. Please stop biting. No, she had to be like, I don't even have words. I can't. My brain has literally not turned back on. I don't think it can. I think it's short-circuited somewhere a few minutes ago. And now I'm just thinking about, like, dirt and Hot Pockets. In this episode, the momentum is starting to increase. Now there's a direction, and the story is starting to take a more action-like plot. Now Luke is on the hunt for the house, when really the house is on the hunt for Luke. And the rest of the family is rushing to his aid because they know it's not drugs. They know it's not technically suicide, but he's out with a vengeance. And the rest of the family is rushing to his aid because they know how much in danger he is. This is the most forward momentum we've found because a lot of it has dealt with the past. A lot of it has taken place in just one present moment, which really is Nell's funeral. And now we're starting to see some action, a call to action with all the family members and Luke. I'm not judging. You can kind of understand Lee's position for deciding on what she decided with Steve after something like that. Because if you knew for years that you couldn't have kids by your own hand because you thought that you had a genetic disability or illness from your parents, when you did it and he'd been adamant that they didn't, and he did it anyway because he didn't believe, so he got a vasectomy. And if you knew for the entire duration of your relationship with this woman that she wanted kids from the very beginning and you didn't tell her, if you told her from the beginning, maybe there's something that you could have done. You can always adopt, at least, right? Like, you can always adopt. There's always foster care. You can always do something. But to hold it for that long, up until the point where you're a few years married, and then tell her, you're gonna sever the relationship. That's just, at some point, why wouldn't you tell her? I don't know. Like, that's a tough one. I'm not gonna say it's selfish. I'm not gonna say it's not. It's just, it would make any partner have to make a decision, I think, at that point. And the father is doing a very good job, I think, at fixing, especially Steve, because it seems like Steve is probably the hardest case, because he seemed to be the closest to Steve when Steve was younger, and now they couldn't be farther apart. And the dad seems to know exactly what to say. I don't know if his mom is still guiding him or if he's coming up with the stuff on his own, but just the perfect stories to shut Steve up and to humble him a little bit, or the perfect reaction to Steve coming out and saying that he had a vasectomy and that Lee doesn't know. And he says, you still want to talk that bullshit about the kiting on line? And all he says, instead of blaming him for getting a vasectomy, for blaming him for ruining his marriage, Hugh just says, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Completely blameless, still supportive. That is exactly what a parent should do. And that reminds me of my mom. Hugh is like a combination between my mom and my dad, because my dad is very, very firm in helping, and he's very driven. So when Hugh says things like, I had to. No, you didn't. I had to. Yes, I did. That reminds me of that sounds exactly like my dad. It might as well just been coming from his own mouth. And my mom saying things like, I'm just so sorry. I'm so sorry. Being completely blameless, gentle touch. It's unbelievable. Hugh is being the perfect parent right now. doing what he can, and he's doing a great job. I'm interested in seeing what he means by the house hunting them down and being a meal for them. It's also really convenient that because Luke is going there, the rest of the family is being ushered into the house. And I know they didn't want the sisters to come, but I mean, come on. It's Shirley and Theo. Of course, they're not going to come with their fun little jump scares and ghosts along the way, so I don't know. Maybe they might not even make it. Maybe they'll just stay in the field. I would. That would be great. I'll go home. I'll go right home. Not going back to that house. Are you kidding me? This is gearing up to culminate in the final confrontation, which is the house itself. And I figured in one way or another, we're going to have to make it back to the house, because in one way or another, Steve is going to have to believe eventually, right? All of them have their ghosts, and their ghosts seem to come out when they have something to tell. Like in the beginning, when Steve saw his mom in the window, it shook him to the point where he looked over to Lee and said, "Can we talk?" All right. So maybe the ghosts are popping up when they are feeling a certain feeling, whether it's guilt or remorse. And it's probably because those are the ghosts that they're holding on to. Guilt, remorse, regret, nostalgia, whatever the case may be. Like Shirley's ghost seems to come out when she's upset, or she's scared, or she's possibly regretting something. We saw him again tonight in the funeral home. I feel like all of them are going to be addressed in one way or another. I feel like they can't be addressed unless they're at the house. It's the final boss that they have to confront and face finally. They're relinquishing their ghosts, or they're going to learn to live with them. Because, I mean, that's a very Buddhist way, learning to live with your fears and your inhibitions and your trauma, and understanding that they can just be a colleague or a friend rather than trying to repress it. Because the more you repress something like trauma, the more it's going to bubble up, and the more it's going to explode in your face. And no matter where you go around the country, around the world, it will follow you. So it's best to deal with it and to address it. I'm assuming that's what they're going to do, and that's the lesson that they're going to have to learn, because it doesn't seem like they're willing to learn right now, but something tells me that they will learn. Another great episode. Scratch that. No. A fucking terrifying episode, but still a good one nonetheless. I can't wait for episode 9. I'm so excited. This has been an amazing ride. Now I feel the adrenaline pumping. Now I feel the story moving in a direction. I can't wait to see what episode 9 has to offer. Guys, thank you so much for sticking with me, guys. Please share this video as much as you guys possibly can. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. Please, if you like this video, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the well wishes. Thanks for all the medical advice that you guys gave me so I could get whatever this is under control. I appreciate it. There's more to come from one artist to another. Stay creative, and I'll see you.